bongo choppy. Anything mommy ready. Then send me for plain Jangye. Take taxis on Susie. Now for the way I see Papa Jangye. Now for the way mommy Sally. Then we got a like one family. Then we sing hallelujah, amen. They call me president for Njangui. When I call you, the answer mommy. Then I call you, you can give me a money. Take money, then I put up for Jangye. Jangye, Njangui. Today not so some Jangye. Tomorrow not so some Jangye. Mercredi so some Jangye. We the casa for Njangui. We the bubulu for Njangui. We the bella for Njangui. We the zugulu for Njangui. Ma chérie, oh ma chérie, mi corazón, arrête-moi, oh, arrête-moi, dis-moi chérie, je t'aime, danse avec moi, oh, c'est moi très fort. N'a pas de ouais, si papa Jangye, n'a pas de ouais, si mamie Sally, then we got a like one family, then we sing hallelujah, amen. They call me president for that Jangye. When I call you, the answer me. When I call you, you can give me a money. Give me money, then I put up for Jangye. Woman, hey! Woman, hey! Are you ready? Yeah! Let's go. Left, right, left. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. 1, 2. Shake it. Ay, 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 ay. Shake your legs. 1, 2. Shake your shoulders. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Now me and you today, me and you tomorrow. This kind of love, now so it's supposed to be. Yeah. Nyama nyama, nyama nyama. Anything you want, baby, I give you all. I can hold my strong. Anything where you want, hot and quiet for both. Not time for job. Ay 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 ay. We don't reach for white and the level. Ay ay ay, that's my cosa. We don't reach for white and the level. Cabinet de boca, minister de soya. Anything where you want, minister de nyama. Ay 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 ay. We don't reach for white and the level. Ay ay ay, that's my cosa. We don't reach for white and the level. Now me and you today, me and you tomorrow. This kind of love, now so it's supposed to be. Yeah. Nyama nyama, nyama nyama. Anything you want, baby, I give you all. Les enfants vont manger quoi? Plantain qui vient de Fumran. Mes amis vont manger quoi? Le poulet de Marois. Aïe, 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 aïe. Hello. Welcome to Delicate Dark Girl. 1 second. Cool. Okay, cool. So today we are. Hold on, let me check my mic. Oh, that seems all right. All right, so welcome. Today we're going to be focusing on suddenly, I don't know why I just blanked like that, but anyway. So today we're going to do I wanted to do kind of like an ethereal vampire look. I don't know how else to explain that. Yep. So something vampire-y and something, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. That's it. But besides that, sorry I didn't show up last week. And all the situations got me thinking that the title is what you're seeing. Title, it was a thought that came to me while I was listening to the song, which you heard at the opening, Jangye by Bernice. And it was making me think that in a time like this, a lot of people maybe would have fared better here in the States if we had more of a, if the Jangye system was adopted as a Cameroonian system, and if it was adopted here to an extent, like obviously certain things would have to change. I don't really know if anything would have to change, really. You can just adopt the basic core of a Jangye and it's the same. Anyway, it's just like people would fare better here if we had that sort of thing. They probably do, like amongst other Cameroonian communities. I'm not a part of any, but I sometimes I feel like I should, I don't know, find one. But in general, not just Cameroonians, but in general, like if that kind of mindset was adopted among more, I keep looking at the microphone, was adopted adopted by more people in the States, I think the United States as a whole might have a better mindset toward their neighbor. It's a good system. And basically, like, I don't know all the details because, up until now, I've been not like really a part of them, but it's like a community kind of thing where it's like a certain group of people and they get together. Like maybe, okay, for instance, you'll have like a Christian women's Jangwe, right? So like in the song, she's talking about every Sunday at 4:00 they meet. So basically it's just a bunch of women that probably belong to the same local church or whatever, and all of their like kids and stuff, and they come to the Jangwe for like meeting, and you discuss and you talk about your problems or any concerns you raise. Probably a concern maybe for someone else who couldn't make it that day because they're sick or something like that, and then it's like a pot that you've put into at every meeting of like money, and so if something happens to somebody from the little social club, it's basically like a little social club. So, and if something happens or someone's in need of something from that social club, the president or whoever will go into the pot and basically distribute what's needed because it's been collected throughout all these meetings. It's usually weekly. Some people are monthly, but I think it depends just on the group, like how often they'll meet. So meetings are very, I would say, important because
not only that, you get to know what's going on in your community, and face to face, you're hearing people's stories. And if something good happens, they come and share it. Like if something, so the whole social club gets to share in the good and the bad. So they can help each other and lift each other up, like have a good time. And then there's usually food and drinks, like simple drinks. Some Janguis may have some alcohol. But anyway, so it's just like a social club for being there for your community. And I feel like that's the core of it. And I feel like that Cameroonian system, I don't know if it's all of Cameroon, but I do know it's Bamenda people. So like all the people who are associated within Bamenda region, which is pretty large. Like if you take the whole Gemba, I would say Gemba really. So maybe that's even bigger than Bamenda. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, um, I use them interchangeably, but they shouldn't be. Anyway, so like the whole Genba region, that's like a thing. And well, anyway, I feel like that would have been a really good thing for America to adopt from an old world kind of thing. This dates back to pre-colonization, so it's something that kept communities stable and united way before they were, I want to say, torn apart or torn or put against each other due to the incoming of private banking and financial corruption. Anyway, all of that to say, I think that it would have been a good idea for that to happen here. Maybe somehow mix it with the private banking or whatever, but just because everyone here is so isolated, and then you get situations like this where so many people can't work, and you have no idea, even if your neighbor, like if you live in that kind of neighborhood, you might not even know. You look at your neighbor every day and you don't know what's going on in that house, and they're struggling, they can't eat, and maybe you have extra food in your house, but you don't know how to give it because there's this thing here where a lot of people have pride, so you don't want to like assume people need help, but also there's no place for people to confidently ask for help. And um anyway, that thought crossed my mind, and I was like, we should have had one here. And then I was like, what if I could start one through Delicate Dark Girl, and basically we would give like health and hygiene products. Like we would collect things, and then monthly I would give the like collect things through, I don't know, some sort of system, like maybe through the live streams or whatever. And the pot, it goes directly towards giving to like health and hygiene things for women and children who don't have homes, or the like when people are being abused and stuff, like domestic violence, when they are transitioning from homes to homes and stuff. Those kind of organizations, I still have to do more research. Like I found a couple, but I'm trying to figure out like who's open to, I guess they would all be open to receiving stuff, but like I would have to be able to bring them something. I can't just tell them an idea and then be like, oh, yeah, I don't have anybody that's with me right now. But once I do, I don't want to keep them waiting like that, because when you come to a center like that, you really want to have something to show them already, because people are there daily. You can't just be showing up with ideas, I don't think. Like people need like action. So I'm gonna wait until I amass like a, what's it called? Like something that will, let's clean our face while we do all this. Something that will show them that I'm serious. I'm not just talking to them about fantastical ideas. Anyway, so that was the idea. I was like, maybe I could start a Delicate Dark Girl Njangui. I don't know. Maybe in the future as I grow this thing, because this channel it started from an idea for me, but the idea was to showcase the limitlessness. And so it wasn't ever just for my own gratification. Like, so the videos may be, but the channel as a whole was not, if that makes any sense. As in, I made this channel for other people to get inspired and to feel freer watching these videos, not feel so, I don't know, so limited, because when I started it, I was feeling like the things I was watching was always only focusing on the bad and what not to do and what I can't wear and who doesn't have something for me and all that stuff. So anyway, but each video might be to my own taste. Like a lot of these videos and my makeup style and everything is really for me. Like, but the concept of it all was for more than just me. And so to start something like a Jangye would be, I think, right in line. And especially if I'm like giving out health and hygiene stuff and beauty as well, obviously, I feel like those are little things, little important things that can really help someone feel just in general good, or not even just good, but like, I don't know, like reboost the humanization of people in these situations. And of course, each center, as I was looking up different places, each place was different with how they, like what they need. So that's another thing. When we take the pot to a certain place, I'd take into consideration what it is they actually need. Mm. My hair is doing something. I don't know what, but I didn't even bother, I guess. I mean, not because I didn't want to. I did want to, but then I got stuck with what exactly to do. Have you ever felt like that? I'm just not very creative with my hair. Like sometimes I'll have an idea and go with that, but most of the time, I don't know. I like the feeling of doing my hair more than I like the feeling of coming up with an idea of what to do with my hair. So when I don't have an idea, I don't bother. No, no. Ah! Oh, excuse me. Jesus. Okay, and we're back. So if you could just ignore my hair. Maybe I'll do hair in this video. No, it's dirty. Let's start with eyebrows. So now we're going today for, so now that I got my idea out the way, let's start on this idea, which is the actual makeup. Let's do our eyebrows. Since we're doing a vampire kind of smoky, ethereal kind of thing, I don't actually know what to do with my eyebrows. I kind of wanted to make them nude, but I think I'll decide against that. I think I'll just do the eyebrows. Maybe I'll do them really heavy and then make them straight. How about that? Done. I keep using this like there's something left. What is didn't last time I used this, didn't I say that I was gonna throw, there's officially nothing left. I said I was going to throw this away, and then I was like, I'm gonna throw it away. And I didn't. Because here it is. And here I am trying to use it some more. Oh jeez. All right. It's actually getting thrown away now. Let's actually use something with something in it. Here's my actual mirror. Thank goodness. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. So, it's been crazy, obviously. And probably crazier for some than others. But it's certainly been disappointing. It's been adjustment for everyone. And some people adjust better than others. And the people who aren't adjusting well seem to be people, I don't know how to put this, but like to put it bluntly and maybe a little carelessly, the people not adjusting well seem to like quarantine, things being shut down, and not having as much mobility and stuff. The people who seem to not be adjusting the most and like the worst are people who don't have much to lose with everything being shut down. Like, I guess it's because they have the mental space and freedom to complain about things people might right now call silly. I don't know. Like, I'm basically talking about certain celebrities. And I know some of them are trying their best to keep people's morale up because what else are you supposed to do right now? But, everybody else is, I don't know, busy worried about really important things. Like some states are still letting people evict people. So there's people that are worried about that. But they also don't want to go into a job that puts them at extreme risk for catching a disease that could kill them. Not a disease, it's a virus. It could kill them. And they're worried about going back to work, but they feel like if I don't go back to work, I might die on the fact of that I can't keep up with this my basic life necessities. I don't know. I don't think I want to talk about this. It just is really upsetting to think about the things that I don't want. I have to just live day by day. At least for me, I don't have to worry about like not having a place to live, but that doesn't solve any problems for other people. And that's why it's like going around in this circle. So that's why I thought about the whole Jangye system, because that at least would be something proactive for me to do. But in the meantime, those who at least have internet, I can at least give them some comfort and solace through my videos, I guess. And that's why I don't want to talk too much about it because, well, I think talking to someone about it helps, but I feel like someone should talk about it with a professional. But I also cannot offer up professionals because I don't know any. But I don't know. It's something that when you're in a bad place, that can't just be me. Like, when you're in a bad place, you know you're in a bad place, but you can also recognize what's not so bad. And so then you're able to think about how that may be the bad thing for someone else. And you're sensitive to it because you're going through a hard time too. And you're thinking about someone else going through a hard time, and you you don't want them feeling the way you're feeling, and so you want to do something. That's how I feel right now. Like, even though I'm going through a hard time with this, like, I don't want other people going through a hard time either, and it's making me anxious to do something. But I'm thinking, what can I do? I can be happier. I can do these videos and, I don't know, make just a light spot in somebody's day. So that's where we're going to leave that conversation, and we're going to focus now on what I'm doing. So right now we're doing these eyebrows that came out any kind of way. It's okay. The eyebrows aren't their star. They certainly aren't the star looking like this. So that was just from the Saharan, which I love dearly. On my main channel, I was actually going to do some live poetry readings from my own books. I'm still contemplating on that, but I'm thinking, why not? Why not? Why not? Even if there's a why not, should I listen to it? No. So now we're going to do the base, because what's going to happen here is I want to create like a subtle, we're going to use Cameroon from the Afrique. I want to create a subtle smoke gradient is what we're going to do. So we're going to start with a nude color first. And just put that everywhere, set under the eyebrow. Go up in here to get rid of the shadow. We technically have to go under later, but I'll save that for later. See that? What a difference that makes. Woohoo! What a difference a day makes. What kind of music are people listening to right now? I wonder. I've been listening to a lot of older music lately. And obviously, like, my favorite singers, if they release something new, I'll be listening to that. But I've been listening to a lot of older music lately just because it makes me feel comforted. Does anybody else have comfort music, I wonder? I'm sure. It can't be an isolated incident. There, base, done. So now we have to go in and create the smoke outline of where hopefully I will be able to deepen and make something kind of ethereal. I've never done this before, so me and you are both seeing this for the first time. Let's hope it all goes well. Now we're in the magic. Yeah. We're going to be using Zakia to create the outline. And then we're going to go with Ife. Yejide. I don't know. We should use Ife or Yejide. Yejide? 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 So we're going to use this brush or this brush. I think we're going to use this one or this one. I think this one will be better for the blue. My palm is itchy. Anyway, so here's the Kia. We'll go in there. Done, done. Load it up. And then take it away. Press it in there. All right. I guess this part, since Cameroon went everywhere the Jide, I should just daintily put it like here. I don't think that's orange enough. I might have to go. Well, I want it to be a gentle smoke. This is with a very light touch. I'm like going back and forth right now, but so it's giving me the color story I want, kind of, but I kind of want it to be stronger. So maybe I'll mix it with the kogi, that color there. I think I'll mix them together, or I could put kogi in the waterline. It's supposed to be a vampire, but technically a vampire wouldn't have that much blood flow. Like, you can't make their eyes like bloodshot. They don't have any blood. Unless it just ate, I guess. That's the theory of all vampire makeup. The vampire just ate. Whatever. I'm just gonna go with it. This is the night before I became a vampire. I was getting my last swerve on, I guess. I don't know. So we're mixing that together. That's better. I like that better. All right. And we'll just kind of blend it. Like half-ass blend it. Move it that way. Move it that way. We'll go under the eye later. I don't feel like doing it right now. So mixing Zakia and Kogi. Let's do the other eye. It's always kind of hard to do the other eye, and I wish I was ambidextrous. I don't work on that enough. I think I can do it to a certain degree, but when you're a certain hand, you just use that one by default. It's more comfortable. But doing everything out of comfort was kind of limiting, isn't it? You have to challenge yourself sometimes, and it can be starting with something you find simple. Challenge yourself with that and work your way up to other challenges that will improve your quality of life, or just challenge for challenge sake. I think that alone can improve one's quality of life, simply because it's like, I didn't think I could do that, and haha, I did it, ha ha ha. That's how my dad laughs whenever he figures something out. Like if he was having trouble with something and then suddenly he figures it out, he goes, ha ha ha. All right. That's looking like something I want it to look like. That's what I needed to do. I needed you, Kogi. Thanks for saving the day. Yeah. And bringing it down to this inner corner here. Why? I don't know. It feels right. Oh no. Getting a little loose with the brush. All right. So we just actually shouldn't be using this again to do that. Let's use this, what we used to put the Cameroon base on, and just sweep under the brow gently, but not too much, because one, I don't really want to blend it that hard. It doesn't really need hard blending anyway, the way I put it on, so because the colors are kind of together. Art. There you go. There we go. Oh, look, more people. Hi. Done. Welcome to Delicate Dark Girl. Okay. So we're gonna work on the under. You know what? Let's do the under eye now, because if we keep going this way, let's just keep it cohesive. You don't want to go back and do this thing. I'm not editing this, so I can't just edit it together and make it cohesive. That's the thing about editing. It makes life a little easier. Oops. All right. So right on the waterline. Bam. There we go. And here we go. Kind of gently press it in there is what I'm doing. And then sweep, sweep, sweep. Mainly sweep and then press. This is the perfect color. Why didn't I think of that sooner? All right. And then you just attach it to the end over there and then kind of rub it out. I kind of like the effect that it might just rub it out to the side of my face there. I don't know. Spin it around, get that other side. There we go. There we go. Yeah, looking like a vampire. Well, like I said, this is not exactly a vampire. It's the night before I become a vampire, right? So you're doing everything you can possibly do to your human body before you put it on the brink of death so that you can be turned into a vampire. Because you can't turn into a vampire before you die, apparently. You can only turn into a vampire when you're on the brink of death or if you're just alive. I don't know. But it's better to turn on the brink of death. So we're doing everything we can. So your eyes are going to get bloodshot. All the things you are afraid to do, you do them because now you're about to live for eternity with no feelings. Well, do vampires have feelings? Does anybody know? Is that a thing for vampires? Is that a conversation they have? I think after like thousands of years, you might be over your own feelings. Or if you're like me, you might want to feel all the feelings all the time because that's the only time you feel alive, being as though you're a vampire now. So now we will go into, and now here's where it goes. To make it a softer, I think I'm going, like more ethereal. I have to be very careful with the smoke. So I'm going to mix black and navy blue. Black will give it that gentle smoke that I want, but navy blue will give it some ethereal quality. In theory, that's my theory. So we're going to put some black here. I don't really want to put black on this. It's too late. Okay. So we're going to use this. And we're going to put black from here and navy blue from here and start seeing if we can create this smoky eyeline situation. Ready? Hope you don't ruin it. Isn't that what we all tell ourselves when we're trying something new? I hope you don't ruin it. Me. We're going to start as if it's just an eyeline. I'm going to carry it all the way in to the corner. And then kind of bring it out like that. I think I want to do this more with navy blue than I do with black. Navy blue is giving it the feeling that I want. And again, I know I'm showing you guys and everything, but if you saw my last video, I do focus more on how it looks in real life and not just for camera. But I do hope you guys can infer maybe what's not translating onto screen. Especially because I don't have any high def things. If I had high def, maybe this wouldn't really be a conversation. Although a lot of people have high def equipment and they still do things for camera because they have lighting and all this other stuff. So that's besides the point. But so last week I was talking about that. So if you're following along, if you're able to, or if you want to, I don't know. You'll see what I mean when you start doing it. You'll be like, oh. Now, the trick here is I kind of have to go on the bottom line, but I think what we'll do is stay up top first. But we have to smoke this out. So first, let's draw the line on both sides, and then we'll go back and try to smoke it out. Does anyone have a favorite vampire movie? I know there are a lot. I think, honestly, I didn't think I would say this, but I think my favorite vampire movie might be Interview with a Vampire. I never watched it as a child, but I did know about it. Everyone knew about it. It was a very famous movie, apparently. The people lost their minds to have like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt in the same movie, but I was a child and I didn't care about them that much. And honestly, I don't care that much about them now, but it was on Netflix and I wanted to watch something vampire-y and I said, oh, they have Interview with a Vampire. I think it's time for me to watch this. So I did. And I really liked it. It's basically a vampire love story between Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, and Tom Cruise is obsessed with him, and Brad Pitt wants his freedom. And then he meets Antonio Banderas in Spain or France. I don't know where, but they were in Europe. He meets Antonio Banderas, and he's got long, soft Spanish hair, and it's like down, like past his waist, and Brad Pitt's taken by him. Well, I should say Antonio Banderas was taken by Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt just thought, isn't this man interesting? Because, well, he's nicer to me than Tom Cruise was. So anyway, him and his vampire daughter, the girl from, I can't remember her name, the girl from, hey, look who's here. Yeah. Yes, he did. He did. And so yeah, um he him and his daughter, the girl was the Queen Antoinette from Marie Antoinette. And so they run off and she wants a mother, right? Because they basically let her mother die and then take her and make her a vampire. Tom Cruise does, because he's like, we want a baby. And Brad Pitt's like, how could you do this? And then the girl finds out and she's like, how could you do this? And she's angry. So she goes and she kills some lady because she's like, now I'll never be an adult. I want to be a whole woman. And they're like, quiet. Anyway, it was crazy. So anyway, he goes to Spain. They run off together away from Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise is possessive and he's rude and he's like really controlling. And Brad Pitt's like, I had enough of this. So he leaves and he takes his little blonde daughter with him. And they run off to Spain, and they have you seen it? Yeah, he's crazy. Cray. So he randomly comes there and damn. You haven't seen this? Yeah, Brad Pitt was acting like a whole white woman in that video. Anyway, because being a white woman is relative. so you haven't seen it yet? Still? Oh, I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but if you have a chance, you should watch it. So yeah, so he meets Antonio Banderas. I know I keep going back to the same part because I keep getting distracted, because it's important for you to know why he ran away to Europe. The thing is, now he's that's your devotion to Twilight. Everyone's got their own vampire movie. I think it was really interesting to see everyone's favorite vampire movie. So I've seen Twilight, and that one, they have an actual white woman, so she's doing all the white womaning for everyone. In this one, they had a little white girl, but she was, honestly, if you're looking at Interview of a Vampire, the little white girl is the only one that has her wits about her. It's wild. Everyone else, like Brad Pitt's really self-pitying the entire movie, and you kind of get it, but since he consented to becoming a vampire, you don't get it because you're just like, well, I mean, you knew what this was, but he kind of didn't because you don't know what it's like being a vampire. And he was dying. He was scared. The guy was like, I can give you eternal life. And he was like, fine. That's my favorite vampire movie. Don't judge me in public. It's too late. It's like, girl. Yeah, it is. But so in that one, the little girl, why can't I remember her actual name in real life? She's very famous. She always plays in these kind of movies where it's like a time period piece. Because also, this movie takes place around the Civil War time. And by the way, Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, one of them, had a whole host of slaves. I think it was Brad Pitt. And Tom Cruise, after he kills him, he moves into his house because he's like, we together now. And Brad Pitt's like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I want my freedom. I didn't say just because you turned me into a vampire that now we're together. And Tom Cruise, that was Brad Pitt. Tom Cruise says, well, that's exactly what happens. You owe me your life, and that's eternity because you're a vampire. That's how he's acting. So he moves into his house, and they're like, we can't just keep drinking rat blood or whatever because this is ridiculous. And Brad Pitt's like, I'm not going to kill anyone. And Tom Cruise is like, girl, yes, you will, because these little animal potions that you're making aren't going to Corvette. That's not her name. Her name is not Corvette. Is it? She played Marie Antoinette. Don't type things in here when you don't know. It's the lady from Marie Antoinette. She's also from why can't I remember right now? She was in a teen movie. Oh, Bring It On. She was in Bring It On, playing the little evil white cheerleading team that was stealing, but didn't know they were stealing apparently because they had got those cheers handed down to them. That was the story, I think. I never watched the whole movie. You know what I'm talking about? No. Anyway, so yeah, back to Tom Cruise. So all this is happening, and basically he's making Brad Pitt do a bunch of things he doesn't want to do because he's like, this is the way of the vampire and this is how you have to live for eternity. And Brad Pitt's like, why? And then he's like, what a terrible decision I've made. I don't think I want to be a vampire. And Tom Cruise is like, it's too late. Oh, you do? So I had to remember, I forgot about that. So he gets really upset, and like the whole time, though, you can understand him being upset and suffocated because Tom Cruise is out of pocket. Back when Coming Together was the fad. Yeah, that was 90s. Don't you miss it? That was the best part of the 90s. Come together. Oh, I can't sing that song anymore. Anyway, so. Oh. All right, we're getting somewhere with the blue. Like misunderstanding the theme is. That's the whole point. You misunderstand in the 90s, right? And then you like come together. 90s movies were all about misunderstandings because people do that every day. But then once you actually stop and start to work with someone, you start to come together in your common thing. I actually don't know the ending of Bring It On. I'm not sure I care. This is about vampires. Anyway, back to Interview with the Vampire. Hello. Someone typed in Russian. I don't read Russian. I hope that says hello. So I'm saying hello. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. So obviously with Tom Cruise being so overbearing, baby Marie Antoinette and Brad Pitt come up with the scheme where they're gonna kill him. And he's already a vampire, so they think what you can't do with a vampire is he can't drink a dead person's blood. So they set up these two twins to make it look like they're alive, and they're not. So he takes one bite, and then he's on the floor, and he's like, "What have you done?" And they're like, "We hate you. Die." So he dies. They throw him in an alligator pond. I'm suddenly giving the synopsis of Interview with the Vampire. but I'm skipping all around, so you'll still want to watch the movie if you haven't seen it. I really like it, and I didn't expect to at all, but it's like all I think about sometimes. Anyway, so they throw him in an alligator pond. After they throw him in this alligator pond, they're like, finally, we're free. So they go home, and he's sitting at the piano, and they're like, what the hell? And he's like, you thought you could get rid of me? He's looking all ate up because, it was an alligator pond. So his skin is missing, and his hair is all like stringy and whatever. And he's sitting there playing a song at the piano like the crazy man he is. And Tom Cruise is like, you thought you could get rid of me like this? And they're like, yeah, that's why we did it. Anyway, well, he said, it doesn't work. So all his skin and his glorious hair comes back. As a matter of fact, in the movie, he didn't have the best hair in the movie. Again, the tiny baby girl, she had the best hair. It was curly and it was very cute. And then the second best hair to me was Antonio Banderas with his long, soft Spanish hair. It was unrivaled. It was pitch black. He had a center part, little Naomi Campbell. It was great. So honestly, anyway, he ends up burning the house down. Or was that before? No, that's when they moved to New Orleans. Before they moved to New Orleans, they had to burn down Brad Pitt's house, and he set all his slaves free because he killed a woman. He killed a woman. Brad Pitt killed a woman, I believe, unless it was Tom Cruise. I don't think it was Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise had his wits about him. Brad Pitt killed a woman and then carried her out there princess style and was like, I'm so sorry. It was unrivaled, I'm telling you. Antonio Banderas was the star, and he really loved he loved Brad Pitt because he was the youth that he was trying to get back, because Antonio Banderas was an older vampire than Tom Cruise, it seems. And he had all the money. He had an opera, and he had a whole little cellar, like a den of iniquities for vampires. It was crazy. He had like an entire, honestly, Antonio Banderas he had a vampire Jangye, okay, and they were collecting their monies down there, and he was the president. They met every opera night or whatever because they're vampires, and of course, since they live in a cellar, they can be free down there because they don't have to worry about sunlight. The only sad part is he kills the girl because he feels like the girl is going to take Brad Pitt away from him. And I thought that was some bullshit. I was like, that little baby didn't have to die this way, because they dragged her into the situation and then he got her killed. Honestly, that's what made me mad. I was like, she didn't deserve this. She just wanted a mom. And she had that lady who lost a daughter, and she was ready to become a vampire. She was like, you can go ahead and kill me so I can be her mother for eternity, because she had lost her daughter, and then the little baby girl, she lost her mom. So they were a perfect fit. And she was like, you have something. I want something. Turn her for me now. Like throwing a fit. So, which is understandable. She's a child. Hello, no name. She's a child. So Brad Pitt's like, no, I won't turn anyone ever. And it was like, oh, thank you. I will. So Brad Pitt is, what's it called? Self-righteous, basically. And he won't turn the lady for the girl. I think the smoke on the eye is coming along. I think I need to do more on the back. So that's what we're going to do. He won't turn the lady for the girl. And before he finally decides, maybe I will, they bust up in there and kidnap them. And it was sad, but it was touching, because at the very end of the little girl's life, they're put in this little column where the sun's going to shine directly on them and they have nowhere to go. Well, thank you for your efforts, ma'am. Well, I don't know. I guess you can't copy and paste it. Anyway, the sun shines on them, and then they die by getting turned into a pillar of dust. And the whole time, Brad Pitt's on the outside trying to bust through the walls to help them, but it don't work. And they die, which I thought was really unfair. That's the only part of the movie I really hated. Exactly. She was a baby, just a little baby. And so I was kind of mad at that. I was mad that she had to die like that. And I was really mad that they used Antonio Banderas to do it. Like, he was that consumed with jealousy that he would kill a baby because he's like, there, if you won't stay with me, I'll kill your daughter. And he was like, no, I won't stay with you, knowing that literally Antonio Banderas has nothing to lose and he will kill your daughter, and you tell him no anyway, which is fine. You're entitled to your freedom. But now you have to realize the consequences. If you're going to tell him no like that, you can't just sit up in his city while you do it. You got to go. You got to leave the city. Take your baby and go before he finds you. Too late. He found you, killed the baby. Now he's upset. And he's like, ugh, this is the worst. Now I really don't have a reason to stay. And Antonio Banderas is like, please, I'm sorry, but not really. I did what I had to do. And Brad Pitt's like, I gotta go. Everyone's dead and I'm alone. In some vampire universe, that means Antonio Banderas' character has jealousy issues when he was human. They carry their worst traits with them into vampiredom. If that's vampire universe theory, I wonder mine would probably be impatience. That's the worst. I'm living for eternity. I'm really impatient. They carry any traits they had when they were human. Oh, so good and bad. So you obviously, according to an interview with a vampire, it answers my initial question. Vampires still feel feelings. And also, since they're carrying their traits with them, those feelings, I guess, are amplified because now, one, it's an eternity that you're living for. So anything you do, you have to deal with for eternity. And anything someone does to you, you have to carry for eternity. When you put it like that, do you still want to be a vampire though? Like, if I was a vampire, I would become like a superhero. Because what else are you going to do with all eternity time? I would literally become a superhero. Me and my sister have had this conversation, haven't we? I'm not going to get into specifics, but all I will say is eat them. And that's it. That's where we'll leave it. Don't put any more in the comments. So, I refuse. But other than that, I think it's okay. That means Brad Pitt. If that's the vampire theory, that means Brad. I'm trying to take it up into the crease here. Sorry about using that word. I'm trying to take it up right here into this bevel. It's working and it's not working. It's working. I think it's working. Let me look in the mirror. It's working. Woo! I like that. All right. This is a delicate and ridiculous process. Yeah, whatever point you were when you were human, that's how you got frozen. Yeah, I mean, I knew that age-wise, but I didn't know that's part of the torture, so to speak, because they can't change or grow internally. Exactly. And that was the baby's whole point. Like, that was the baby's whole upsetting issue because they turned her before puberty. And at one point, they're standing and they're watching, they're looking for people to eat, I think. And she sees a woman, and the woman's getting undressed, and the girl is just staring at her. And they're like, would you like her? Like, because they're like, you need to eat. Would you like to eat her? You're staring at her. And the girl is like, I want to be her. And right there, you're just like, oh, that's unfair because she's right at that age where you think about, like, as a young child, you think about getting older. And some people don't want to hit that puberty age, like body wise, you don't like the changes that you see will potentially happen to your body. Some people are like that. But then there's other people that are like, they can't wait to become an adult because it's like an exciting new turn in your life. Yeah, it was really sad for her. I remember when I saw that, I almost cried because you can only imagine thinking that without your choice, you got basically your life stunted. You're going to be a tiny child forever, but your mind keeps going. You live for eternity, so you're going to see things, experience things that emotionally and mentally grow you, but then your body stays in this place. Exactly. That's what made her throw a fit because she can't, because she knows she can't. Yeah, exactly. Your life is really, really over, and but you're still alive. They got to be two adults. They didn't even wait. I think that was the bull, because they could have waited until she at least became an adult, like raise her as a human and let her be an adult. But he was like, no, you're beautiful like this, and you like our little doll. That's what not Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise was acting like. He called her the little doll. They curled her hair and put her in this little dress before she died so that she would stay that way. Because that's not what they found her like. She was in like a very she was like living in in poverty. So, but they dolled her up like a little plaything and put her in the bed. So when she woke up as a vampire, that's how she had to freeze it. She got up and was like, who turned me into this? Why do I look like this? So she cut all her hair off in a rage. And then as she walked back into the other room, all the hair was back, obviously, because she's a vampire. I done put down my makeup and started talking about this movie. Hold on. That is not what y'all came here for, unless it is. It's not. It's not what I came here for. Let's focus. So yeah, she was upset. I think that's why I liked Rosalie in Twilight, because she kind of brought that aspect of being a vampire to the forefront. Yeah, where when it's not really your choice and your life gets stunted. Like she wanted to grow old with her family, Rosalie in Twilight. She wanted to grow old with her family, right? And have lots and lots of children. But then, she was left for dead and had to get turned into a vampire because Carlisle's crazy and so was her ex-fiance. The only revenge she got was when she went and killed him. That's my opinion. That's why she thought Bella was being a... Well, because, I'm not saying, like, Bella was being kind of ridiculous. And first of all, according to Vampire 101, even in the movie, that's the thing that I will never get over with Twilight. She didn't even stick to her own universe's rules. And I guess you can do that because it's fiction. But at the same time, if you don't even stick to your own rules, what's the point in making them? She shouldn't have brought that up. She's like, it's gonna be a demon spawn from hell, and then it comes out, it's the perfect little baby. It's like, no, you can't. She didn't. Like, that baby was pure demonry, and then because it's fiction. Correct. You need rules in a universe that you create. All universes have rules. I don't care if you made them up. That's the point. You made them up. Stick to them. If you weren't going to abide by that rule, she should have put a clause in there that they misread and they went back and found it. You know what I mean? Like, then the clause was like, unless the mother or father is pure of heart. And then the baby, she invoked chaos. Yes, she invoked chaos. But the baby was perfect. And it was half human because Bella was still human when the baby was born. That's what made it perfect. Even though that's technically what made it an immortal or half immortal, right? Because they had that other immortal that came and he was like 300, but he stopped at 17. And for some reason, didn't need a shirt. Like, that was her whole point. Whose whole point? Bella's whole point? She found the exception to the rule. What, herself? She was the exception to the rule? What's funny is the chat moves faster on my monitor. No, the author. The author found the exception to the rule through Bella. What was the exception? Oh, okay, I get it. And it's like, y'all, I mean, I guess so you can move the story forward, but wouldn't it have been more interesting? Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. The half native boy or indigenous, where the vampire took the mother. But wouldn't it have been more interesting if she, like, what's it called? You had the half native boy, and her. And for some reason, that was the exception because I get what you're saying. She found the exception. That's how she was proving her point. Like, it happens in society and they're perfectly good when Alice ran all the way up there to go get him. I also didn't like that she kept throwing colored people in her book. But, everyone's made all kinds of essays about that. So we don't have to talk about it. Like, go read one of those essays. Everyone's made an opinion piece. But, okay. Yes. Okay. So I get it. But so wouldn't it be more interesting though if Bella had gotten pregnant and they were like, it's going to be fine. Yes. Just tossing them in there like croutons in a salad. She was out of control. So it would have been more interesting if Bella's baby, she thought it was going to be perfect. And then when the baby rapidly turned 7 or whatever, how old the baby was, she, yes, that's what she treated us like. The baby turned to be inexplicably evil. And they were like, oh no, they've gathered everyone here and the Volturi is coming. And now, right? And now the Volturi is coming to kill my baby, but it's my baby. And the baby is like wreaking havoc. And they're like, we have to put the baby down before the Volturi puts us down. But since it's an immortal baby, it was stronger than all of them combined. And that's the real fight. So then they have to come together with the Volturi, kill the baby. And then the Volturi comes and kills the Carlisle clan because they started this mess. And their daughter would have been the enemy the Volturi predicted. Correct. And that's why it could have actually made the movie more interesting. But not as beautiful and peaceful. Even though it was nonsense. It's interesting that they gave that baby so much power in that movie because, and longer, most likely. But isn't that better for her and everyone involved? That franchise was they said it was one of the highest grossing franchises of that decade. I mean, it's not bad, right? Hello, I found the Russian word. Oh, it was hello. Neat. Haha. Hey, great. Thanks for your hard work, detective. That's what you've been doing on the side. Boy, do you know how to multitask. Yes. No, you're welcome. So, yeah. So back to the immortal thing. So in Twilight, they gave that baby a lot of power. But in Interview with a Vampire, that child seemed helpless except for her own wits. You know what I mean? Like, she was very smart and she could read the room quickly. And she had a lot of, like, I don't know, she was a fast thinker pretty much. And that was it though. She couldn't turn anybody. She did eat like them, obviously, but I don't remember her having any super strength or special powers like they do in Twilight, where they also have magic powers like telekinesis and future bending and mind reading and super strength. In Interview with a Vampire, they're just like these people who amass fortunes because it's like years and years and years. And they're immortal, so that was a difference. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I think because it's cold in here. So it's like the author of Twilight hated that part about that movie, so she changed it to her ultimate fairness. Right? See, everyone thinks that the author is Bella, right? Like, she wrote herself as Bella, which is completely plausible. But what if she actually wrote herself as that baby? And was like, I'm going to be the future of everything vampire. You know what I mean? Like, what if that was really her intent? Like, she was Bella, I just learned this phrase. Apparently it's called a Mary Sue, right? Where the author, yeah, it's interesting, right? But the author, a Mary Sue is basically where the author uses the main character as a fiction surrogate for themselves. And so basically everyone said Twilight was that lady's Mary Sue. She was Bella for real, but she fictionalized herself and made herself a teen again, blah, blah, blah. We hated Mary Sue's in fanfic land. What's crazy to me is I only hate Mary Sue in a fanfic land if I'm super super attached to the fanfic's basis, like the thing that the fanfic is about. If I'm like a casual fan in something, I don't mind a Mary Sue. I really don't. It is like uses AOL slur. I can't believe this. AOL was wild, and I was part of AOL, and I don't remember this at all. That's so funny. I don't know why that's so funny, but it's very, very funny. Mary Sue's would get out of control. I can imagine so, because basically you just inserted yourself into this very popular thing, and no one really wants to read about what you want to do. They want to read a fanfic story about the characters that are in the thing. That's the whole point of fanfics. They said that famous lady, not Jane Eyre, but Emily Bronte, one of those white women that made those really old books. They were famous for doing those novels are just big Mary Sue novels. My very first novel was a Mary Sue, the mess we made. Teen Affairs Part 1. That was definitely a Mary Sue. I split myself into two people and then gave them different circumstances and stuff. I was more like the first girl, but a lot of attitude was from the second girl. But I also never published that. So I made the book just for myself because I worked so hard on it. I was 17 and I wrote it every night in a spiral notebook. So I told myself I was going to transcribe it and print it out into text, and I did. And the book is sitting right up there. Because eventually Mary Sue fanfics would end up changing beloved characters' personalities just to fit the main character, whoever the person is. And we were like, exactly, yes, exactly. That's what I was just saying. Like that is the way. That's what could make this a problem. And essentially, that's what she did. That's what she did in Twilight. She changed everything about the vampire universe around to fit what she wanted. Even down to her just waking up and being so in control of herself and so strong and everything, absolutely everything. It was wild. So yeah, I don't know why I'm so caught up. Like, moo. So we're gonna put a little bit of that down here. Yes, I understand. Not moo. Oh no, where's the brush I was using for? Oh no, we got a. Oh, found it. So we're gonna put a little more down here at the corner, but we're also gonna mix it with the blue. Oh, my stomach. I hope y'all didn't hear that. We're gonna mix it with the blue here. And this is actually successfully done. Woohoo! And now let's put the blue. Just down here, just at the corner. Yeah. I don't know if I want to pull the eye out or what. I think I'll just stick with the eye as is. Okay. We're gonna use this and get right up in here. I kind of want to talk more about Interview with the Vampire. I have a lot of fun talking about that movie. I like it so much. Well, basically, that was the whole movie for real. Pull the eye. I meant like elongate it. Oh, what's up? Uh, nada. I don't exactly know how to respond to que pasa except nada. Just doing some makeup. Anyway, so I'm gonna put that there. But yeah, back to Interview with the Vampire. So yeah, Dark Girl. So in Interview with the Vampire, all of them, I think, is because they were stuck in the century that they were living in forever. They also had different makeup. Tell about Twilight. What did they do? That was another thing. They didn't make everyone exceedingly pale in Interview with a Vampire, but that's supposed to be the general twist of a vampire because they're dead. In Twilight, people were glittery, weren't they? So they didn't make them like that in Interview with a Vampire. They were very much normal skin tone, I guess. No one was exceedingly pale, but people did look kind of raggedy. And I guess it's because, they were, what's it called? I don't know. They were stuck in a different time. Sometimes people looked a little bit grimy, especially Brad Pitt when his hair always looked really oily. Like, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. But I can't really remember what their makeup looked like. I don't think they focused too much on that. Everyone had really long nails, though. Yeah, yeah, he was very stressed. Yes, I'm American. I'm Cameroonian American. So he was really, but besides that, I don't know. I don't think they put too much emphasis on looks in that movie, except they were riding off the fact that it was literally Brad Pitt. I guess they were thinking him being Brad Pitt will do all the work. Okay. I don't know if I should. I feel like I should go in there with black for real. Like that's a good base there. But I don't think it's like ethereal or smoky enough. ¿Cómo se va? Se va bien. Yeah, Cameroon. Except I'm from the English side. There's an English side. All right, so we're going to actually add black because I don't think it's dark enough. Unknown treasure. Yeah, Cameroon. I don't know what I should do to the under eye, really. You know what I think they did in Interview with a Vampire? They were going for more a grunge look. But also, that was the 90s, wasn't it? Really grunge. Uh, yeah, exactly. It's kind of hard looking at comments. His hair has to be. Don't play him like that, all right? He didn't have a choice. He was busy worried about the reason for his existence. He couldn't sit there and wash his hair. What was the point? I don't even know if vampires are allowed to be near water. They never really addressed that. They can't. But think about this. If you're dead weight sinks, doesn't it? So if you're a vampire, I don't think you really want to go near a whole ocean of water. Although you're supposed to be able to walk and move like normal people. So I'd assume you teach yourself how to swim, but you're saying they carry their traits over from being human. So that means if you couldn't swim while you were a human, unless you learned, but you have all eternity to learn, so I don't see why you wouldn't. They can't have oil glands. That's a very good point. But they're still living in the elements. So maybe it wasn't oily as much as it was just dirty. I don't know about that part, the learning part. I would think you could still learn because you have to learn how to act like a vampire. Why couldn't you learn other things like how to, like Bella got to learn how to blink all over again, which was weird. She had to learn how to walk and sit up and do all that foolishness because she apparently in that lady's universe, you're super fast. Learning is a part of growth. You're right. And you can't grow anymore as a vampire. That's why I think it's skewed, you know. In interview with a yeah, I agree. Because in interview with a vampire, though, the whole point was you meet younger, newer made vampires and you adopt them and take them under your wing because that's how you stay relevant in the current times because you get stuck in the time wherever you were turned. So that falls in line with what you're saying. Everyone just does what they want. Yeah, I can see how that's a thing. It's kind of hard. When you put all of that into perspective, you really. I mean, I already felt bad for the girl as to why she was slipping out, but now you really get it. And now you also understand why Rosalie was like, you do not want to be a vampire. But then you start to question Bella's judgment. Yeah, so I think like that's the whole point. I do. I don't know. Maybe. There. I think the black made all the difference. I'm going to add some more blue. Yeah. This is nice. Oh, I still feel like something's lacking though. That's what's driving me up a wall. I'm going to basically put that here. Oh, and then blend this a little. Hmm? Did I translate it, Metron? No. Who's in the song? Why did it translate? Did it translate to something else? Oh no, the an idea was it. It was because I put Dark Girl Njangui an idea, No, I didn't. Okay, you were asking? No, I didn't. Because an idea was when I was talking about it earlier, how I think it would have been a good idea to have that practice. No, I talk about it at the beginning. It would have been a good idea to have it in practice, the whole Jangwe meeting system. That's why I said an idea. I was presenting the idea of having a delicate dark girl Jangwe. Yeah. You said, oh darn, what is it? It's when people, it's like those social clubs that people have, the meetings where the what's it called? The example I gave early was if you have maybe a club of mothers or something, and they have like the neighborhood mothers all come together and have a meeting just to talk about each other's problems and good things and share news and stuff like that. And then there's food and drink. It's like those, how they have those meetings. You know the meetings, but maybe you just don't remember the name of it. So, and then usually there's money given in every meeting, and then the president, yeah, exactly. You remember. Yeah. So the president of the meeting, if something happens, oh, you didn't know? Well, well, now you know. So, yeah, the president of the meeting, if something happens to somebody, they'll give. Oh, you didn't remember the name for it. Okay. Well, yeah. So that's the name. And I was saying how it would be a great system to have here, especially during these times. And I was saying, yeah, some Cameroonians probably already brought the system with them, but it's really delegated to other Cameroonians because they're the people who are familiar with the system, because that idea doesn't take hold in America. And that's what the whole video was about, because I wanted to start, I was thinking about starting a delicate dark girl Njangui, because then I would be able to help people in times like this. Like, we'd be able to come together and help people in times like this. I talked about it all at the beginning. Get late. So, all right. So now, exactly. I think it would be nice too. So I put the black eyeliner there. And it kind of did what I wanted. Kind of. I still feel like something's missing, but I don't know what it is. Yes, you are like, yes, that face. Make that face. Oops. I knocked the little camera. Okay, so now to put the under eye. I think what do I do? What do you think I should do for the under eye? I'm out. I'm out of it. I don't even feel like putting on foundation. Like, I won't put on the whole thing of foundation. These days, I've been very, very focused on eye makeup and nothing else. Something bright under the eye? What, like gold? This is supposed to be ethereal vampire makeup. That's why I've been talking about vampires for an hour and a half. It can't be bright. They're dead. I also said they couldn't technically be bloodshot because they're dead. Oh, yeah, that was the concept. The concept was, yes, it can. No, it can't. I said what I said. Because Twilight. I'm not going to live by her little twisted universe. Her universe is all over the place. I don't live by real universe rules. I have 3 palettes in front of me: the Afrique, the Magic, and the Saharan. And I feel like I have to get a different one, live by them. No. Never. Kofi. Maybe I'll just use Angelique. I have 3 different golds: a very, very gold, another brassy gold, and then a very bronzy gold. I don't want to put gold there. What do I do? I don't think I thought this far ahead. Did you not think of ahead? You know, Frank Ocean. You know what I'm talking about? You know that song? Hmm? Do you know that song? Let's get another brush here. La la la. Um, all right, I'll make it pink. I'm gonna use this brush, even though I think it's too big. These other brushes are irrelevant to what I'm doing, so I'm gonna make it pink. Maybe I'll do Osun or Zuba. This one or this one. I'm not entirely sure. What do I do? This is not a freeze frame. All right, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna put the pink there. I told you already. I know you said bright, but I'm just gonna go for it and hope it doesn't get ruined. Just like he did with the top, and it came out okay. We're gonna do Zuba because it's a deeper pink. Oh no, what was that? Oh, it was my brush. Arg. What? I'm using that one. That's bright. If you wanted to be specific, you should have got specific. Now you said bright, I used pink. That's bright. I feel like I need a smaller. Okay, I'm gonna use this side of this brush actually. It's better. This one's a little too wide. Don't make angry faces with me. You brought this on yourself. So we'll take the pink and we're gonna go on the inner waterline, I guess. Oh, something wild is going on outside, let me tell you. I don't know if it's an ice cream truck or somebody's wailing. Like wailing, WAIL. To answer my text, no, it didn't disappear, but it's okay. I told you those kinds of things don't bother me. Although, I also don't want to see them. So, what you did was right. Oh no, my phone is dying. I have this phone open for the chat box because it it goes faster on the phone, and I'm not sure why. Ooh. Oh, the only problem is when you charge it right, the thing can't. The thing doesn't, it can't stand up properly. And it won't let me turn it upside down. Maybe it'll let me turn it sideways. It worked. Oh no, but now it can't fit. Oh, jeez. Gee whiz. Don't talk about my case. Yes, it's raggedy. I know that. Get that case, am I right? Yeah, you are right. That case is a mess. But doesn't that just mean I used it really well? Or does that mean the case just fell apart, period, because I abused it? I don't know. I do need a new case though, but now's not the time to worry about cases. This is softer than I want it to be. I think I'll put it on the whole bottom. There. I'll put it there all the way up to the middle. So not the whole bottom. I lied. Sorry. Boom. It's a bit of sheen. Whatever. What I need is to put this away. And we're going to have to go in there. We're going to have to do it. We're just going to have to do it. Where is it? Where's the white pencil? We're going to go in here with the white pencil and then go back and put something on Do You Not Care? Yes, I do. No, I don't care. I'm sitting here. I don't even have a proper plan for the bottom line. I can't care. I didn't have a plan. I care about how it's going to look, though. So we're just going to smudge it with this white because all it's going to do right now is smudge because I have stuff on there. So we're going to smudge it with the white. Kind of make it look a little muddy. Hopefully that does something. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. That side came out better than this one. Hold on. Now we have to match them because that can't be. There's the comment section aligned better. It's like, get on YouTube. What do you mean aligned better? Like on the side? Are you holding your thing vertically or is it? Oh, you mean because you're holding it upside down? I mean, right side up. Or are you holding it vertically? When you hold it vertically, the whole thing disappears unless you're typing something, which is extremely strange. Timing wise. Yeah, but I think that's everywhere. There's always some sort of lag. Insta Live has the least lag, I think. It seems like. But I can't be sure about that either. All right, I put a bit of white on the bottom. Now we're going to add some sort of... I keep making that noise. Sorry. We're going to add some of this blue-pink kind of color. I know it looks just kind of purple iridescent. Anyway, it's Faso. We'll just put a little bit. Maybe not with that one. Dang, dang, dang. We use another brush. This one's weird, but it might be what I need. Let's try it out. It's so cold in here. I can't turn the heater on right now. It makes too much noise. Carry it everywhere you put the white. I'll just say I'll carry it everywhere I put the white. Oh. Wear a cozy blanket. Girl, what? Wear a cozy blanket. I'm sitting on one, so the floor doesn't feel cold. It's really the air around me. But that's to be expected. So I'm kind of used to it. The thing about cold air, it just makes me sleepy. Okay. For warmth. Yeah, for warmth is a thing. This eye is 70% where I want it to be. Like, this feels like this is the base of it, but I don't know how to proceed any farther. That's what makes it frustrating because I like where it's at, but I know there's more till I can really feel like I did what I came here to do. I'm going to try putting a bit of dark brown underneath my eye. I mean, the dark blue. This is a dangerous move we're making here. Very dangerous. Oh no. What if I ruin it? This is the part where you have to take action. What? What are you doing? What is that? Surgery? What? What? That was cut. All right. Cut for what? What? What am I cutting? Are you saying I was being dramatic? um. All right, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to make that kind of risk. See. All right. Because you didn't know what else to do. You're right. So you're right. You don't know what else to do. You just stop. Don't keep pushing. Just we're putting on mascara now. That's it. The end. It's mascara time. Good call, director. You're today's director, I guess. Maybe I should pick a director for it every time. Dun 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 dee da dee da dee da dee dun. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't know if the lashes should be like this, like genteel, or I should use a more dramatic mascara. No! No! That was an attack. I didn't appreciate that at all. There we go. And why don't we just do this with this hand first? It's not working. These lashes are all crisscrossed, and I'm not entirely sure how they got that way. Whatever, it's not going to affect anything. I told you it was dangerous. Okay. Oh, I thought I lost this little bottom. Gonna have to be pantless. Okay. So now we're gonna go in with Total Temptation. Scrape it off, scrape it off. That's the good and the bad thing about this wand. It picks up a lot of product at one time, but also it just picks up so much product at one time. I guess that's the power of it. That's why it makes your lashes so vivid. Mostly the bristle, but also the amount that gets transferred is no joke. And we're just gonna do the ends or whatever. People are doing yard work more than ever. I guess when you've got the time, why not? But also, it's that season. People want to start attending more to the gardens. Although there are things that grow in winter. You just don't see people. Since we get snow, I guess, people don't, they're not farmers. They don't know what to do. Well, I'm going to start growing winter fruit, like kiwi and persimmon. But I don't think persimmon or kiwi can grow here. Kiwi might be able to grow here, but not persimmon. No, I don't think kiwi can grow here either. It's a winter fruit, but it needs to grow in warm climate. So, so for us it'd be winter, but it needs to be in a warmer place. These curb appeals have been on par. Yes, way more than usual. You said that before. It's true. It's absolutely true. We can't be impressed enough. Like it's amazing what people actually want to do but don't have the time to because work. And unfortunately, the bad part is that this means people aren't able to work as much, which means they might not be able to afford their house for long. Unless they're the type of people that are now working from home. But in this neighborhood, we have a lot of people that don't have white collar jobs. Like most of us are up and out 4 a.m., 5 a.m., up until 7 a.m. That's the busiest time. By the time you get up at 7 a.m. in this neighborhood, like the days I went to work late, around 7 or 8, most of the cars and stuff that are usually parked are gone because when I used to leave around 3:30, that's when people are leaving or that's when people are walking to a bus stop. They're at the bus stops and everything like that. Yeah, but they have a lot of essential working jobs. That's true. I think that's what's keeping our neighborhood. That's why everyone's still like busy because most people have essential jobs. So, yeah. So even though they can't work from home, they still have a job that can help them keep their house, which is very great. That's great. And I just hope everybody stays safe. As safe as they can. That's why more people who can stay at home need to stay at home because like the people in our neighborhood, including myself technically, our jobs are not letting that happen and it's good and it's bad because then you have people influxing these places, the last standing places that are open as if it's like a social bar and putting us at risk. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk about that because it's stressful and I don't want to stress people out any more than they're already stressed out, you know? Not unless I have a solution. All right, I added some more to the bottom because I felt like that's what it needed for real. Real. That's what I'm saying. Real. Yeah. That came out pretty, pretty, pretty all right. It's, it's really, it's really what I wanted. After I put on mascara, that's what you need. You gotta put on mascara and do a little bottom action. Yeah. All right. I've been so focused on eye makeup lately. I don't even feel like putting on foundation. So I'm going to just... Do I want to skip it? Kind of. I kind of want... My stomach's growling. I kind of want to skip foundation. But I wanted to use my new gift. You can't see that. There it is. UB. And it's Beauty at Your Fingertips. So it's a buff and blend duo. It's called Hunger. I know what it's called. It comes with a little satchel to put your little UB thing in. Boop, boop. I think this just solved my problem. Okay, so in my to-go pouch, I carry my compact empty because it has a sponge that I can use, or I wrap my sponge in a paper towel or a tissue after I clean it or whatever and put it in there, and I didn't want to keep doing that. This is the solution because now the UB is so little. There's so little. I can just... This is the sponge, and this is the little compact brush. It's very soft. I can just put them in this pouch. This is the little handle. It's the best. If you're someone like me who likes to finger blend or use a sponge, it's the best because then your fingers, you don't have to worry about your fingers getting dirty. So with the sponge, your fingertips always get a little makeup on them. So with this one, they're kind of protected and you still have the control of when you're using a sponge. You can just hold it like that. Bang, 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 bang. Thank you very much. That was nice. That was nice of you. You can just use it as a little sponge. So I would have used it today, but I'm not putting on foundation. See? And you just snap it in like that. My problem is trying to get it back out. Oh, that was easy that time. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to put it... I just realized that this can now be carried with me. How exciting. This one I would probably use more for my blush and everything, because now that I have this. So now I'm going to put them in their little pouch. And away we go. Soup. You be beauty. The next time I do a live, I'll be sure to use this. I'll be sure to focus on actually doing foundation. But like I said, these days I've been really into eye makeup and little else. I don't even think I'm going to do my lipstick. I'm going to do a lipstick. Let's just do a dark lip. Did I bring my brown here? I didn't. I didn't bring the brown or the black. I have a dark red, but won't that just mess everything up? I was gonna do a red lip anyway, but I thought against it. Maybe I should. Color-wise, I don't like the thought of that. I think I'm just gonna do some, but it needs to be deep. It needs to be brooding. I'm supposed to be a vampire. Although, who's to say a vampire has to be brooding, huh? I already put sparkle on my under eye. We're in Twilight Land. I could have a purple lip for all I wanted, something bright. I'm just gonna do brown. Yeah, why not? Yeah, you're right. But also, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, look at Brad. I told you those people were grunge. I don't even think he had a lip color on. It was like, he was like weird. And he was like mopey. Did you look it up? Did you look up his picture? I ain't even got it here. Let's just start here. Let's start with the liner. You say about his character? Well, it's the truth. That was surprising. I guess I described him all right. I feel like after this, I'm gonna go watch that movie. But I actually have some other things to do. I can't. Bum. I wish I had some clear gloss and we just go 90s style on the mouth, but I don't. So I'm going to use this brown that makes my mouth look exactly like my face. But with this lip liner, hopefully that helps give it some color. Aww. It's not dark enough. More lip liner. It's too nude. It's the good and the bad thing. Like I said it's not last week anymore, but the week before last week, the good and the bad thing of things are usually the same. So like that color from Mented is my perfect nude. But sometimes when I want my brown lip to have a bit of accentuated attitude, it's too nude. It's just nude. So here we go with some lip liner. I'm gonna have to put another color on top of this. It's way too nude. Bam, ba bam. Who's this, Miriam? We're gonna use Miriam from Uoma Beauty. Like a little bit. This is my version of a little bit. All right, there you go. We're gonna use a lot, not a little bit. I lied. Sorry. Ma. No, it's just that was an old comment. Okay. There we go. That's a lip we can get with. Yeah. And we're done. No foundation. Again, this time we didn't even. As a matter of fact, let's just clean up under our eyes though. They're sparkly. So when you're doing no foundation, you just want to make sure your skin is at least clear. And not clear as in blemish clear. I mean clear from any fallout that may have happened when you were putting on everything else, because you may think you're done, but it's like splashes of color places you didn't exactly put the color. And it can make you look a little, it can make you feel a little disheveled. There. Done. I like it. LOL. Yeah. Yes. So that's the end of that. I've talked enough about vampires. Yay. I've talked enough about vampires. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Get a little close. It's a gentle smoky eye. I think next time I will. I don't know. I don't know what I learned today. I did learn that I finally did the thing I wanted and I like it. So that's the end of that. Because vampire. Correct. That's it. Anytime you start to do anything someone might feel is illogical, just say because vampire. That's all. That's a new thing now. I did this for 20 more minutes than the last one. We had some ups, we had some downs, we had some highs and lows. And now it's the end. That's what we learned today. Correct. Correct. That's what we learned today. 'Cause vampire. Okay, bye. Da-dun.